than you were last time. Is
Yep,
this like
I
he's
am.
grown at least 8 inches.
a late growth
Crazy.
spurt? What are you, 6'4"
Thank you.
now?
That is nice to hear. No, I get that a lot though. I don't know. I
Maybe
think
it's because you're extremely slender. Maybe that makes you look taller.
Oh my God. I know why I come here. This is really nice. Thank you. That's so nice.
Well, this is radio. People can't see you. You look like an intelligent Paris Hilton, maybe. Is that fair?
A what? An intelligent what?
Paris Hilton.
Oh my God! Yes,
don't-
I'll take. I call myself Paris Hilton Garden Inn. I'm a little low rent.
You would have thought I set that up.
You would have.
I didn't.
You didn't. You didn't.
Is that fair? Who does she look like? If you can,
I've never really.
wouldn't you say? Well, she's like a younger sister to you.
No,
Judging-
no.
judging-
No, you've definitely thought about me in a
Yeah, no, she's like
Absolutely.
a second cousin where I'm like, is it okay? I kind of don't know.
Wait a minute,
I don't know the rules here.
Let's,
Is this blending
let's
or
talk
not?
about it. Let's talk about it. Have you touched her in a more than friendly way? Yes or no?
No,
No,
no.
we've
No,
never
Nikki and I never
crossed
did
that.
hook
No,
up.
he's
yeah.
talking about spank.
As Josh would say,
Spank,
have
spank.
you kissed her? That's my Josh Arnold impersonation.
That was a good one.
This is extraordinarily awkward. What I was trying to say was Nikki Glaser is here. She's very sweet and nice, and on her way to one of the best comedy clubs in the country, the legendary Go Bananas Comedy Club in Cincinnati, loved by all the
They
comedians.
have monkey
Yes.
waiters.
They have what?
Monkey waiters?
That's live.
Go bananas?
Oh yeah.
Keeps them in line.
I saw Nikki on stage a couple weeks ago. Hilarious. Do not miss it.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Josh. Likewise.
Or obviously, I was waiting for some cheap joke. I saw her on
Bring
stage
it.
a couple of weeks ago.
And
Didn't have any singles to tuck.
Hey, next time you want to try, huh? Okay.
I'm sorry. Speaking of monkeys,
Yes.
interesting story about monkeys. This is extremely disturbing to me, maybe not to you, but I saw this on the news last night. Some scientist has actually cloned a monkey.
Yep.
And I don't have the story in front. Do you have it?
I do. Scientists have successfully cloned monkeys. The same cloning technology that produced Dolly the sheep was used to clone a healthy primate for the first time.
Once again, all these monkeys, these little baby monkeys, they all look alike, just like the sheep. How do we know they're clones?
Ooh.
Said this last time.
Well, I think it's based on some kind of DNA testing.
Clone a calico cat, then talk to me.
Well, they're going to be. This is pretty close.
I know exactly why you wanted to cover this story outside of the
Why?
obvious. In a
Because
paper
they're-
released by the Journal Cell.
The word outside, their butts are outside their bodies, it looks like.
You ready for this?
On these things?
Yeah.
In a
Pay
paper
attention.
released by the Journal Cell, Dr. Mu Ming Pu and his colleagues announced that they successfully created
him.
2 macaques.
He's already.
They're macaques.
Macaques.
Macaque.
The doctor's name is Mooming Poo.
Dr. Pu.
Hey, Josh,
Dr. Pooh.
did you hear macaque got cloned?
You got 2 macaques now? Wait,
They're,
So does it total
Macaque
8 inches
doubled?
now?
they're identical. Macaque's identical.
No, but this is.
How do you know which one to pee out of? just ruining the bit.
we get it. We get the wordplay, Josh.
I started it and Josh gets yelled at.
I
This
think
is a
it
great
became
game.
quite clear after someone shouted double donger. The point is, this is scary. If they can clone a monkey, they can clone a human down the road.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
Eventually.
But who cares?
Yeah.
do you mean, who
It might be
cares?
good.
I mean, what's wrong about cloning a human?
Everything.
Compared to what else we do, like who cares?
Yeah, that's
like
a good
I want more Zac Efrons. I'll take another one of those. More to go around. I'm not going to get the original Prince Harry. Let's make him.
Here's
Yeah.
what's
Right.
no. What you're going to get is you're going to get another North Korean dictator. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
You'll get a guy like him that goes, "I want another me."
Yeah, but that's killing the fantasy.
Now, would you use it
Yeah.
for? Would you use your clone for parts, or just replace yourself with in the entire clone?
If you're that guy, probably for parts. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I think so. Sure, I hear you.
And also to do this, this gets into a very unfortunate topic. There's a lot of how can I put this delicately? This really isn't very scientific. Tissue loss. That's being kind.
Oh.
Yeah, to do this, never mind. You don't want to read.
I don't
about
even
it.
understand what you're trying to
No.
say, but I don't like the sound of it.
Yeah, it's,
Horrible fire.
Well,
It's an ethical conundrum for sure.
Yeah.
Really? Throwing away? Never mind.
well, I think
Way to
people are
state the
gonna.
obvious, Josh.
People
Yeah.
just want their pets back. I think
Yes.
it's going to be a lot of people cloning their pets. But the thing is, it's nurture versus in nature together. So you would have to raise that pet to get the exact
Yes.
pet that you have.
Exactly,
If
yeah.
you're
Exactly
cloning a
the same
pet,
way.
you're
so I would have
mentally
to
ill.
beat my dog. I cloned him, I would have to beat him to
Yes.
get him into the
Thank you.
needy state
That's
that
right.
I got him in.
Right.
I would say if you follow Nikki on Snapchat, she has this little dog, Luigi.
Yeah,
Is
Luigi
the
and Marion.
cutest
Yeah,
little
yeah.
thing
What kind is it?
you will ever see.
Well, I have 2 dogs. I think you're talking about Marion because
Marion?
she is the one that she just constantly looks disgusting and dirty, and she's white and she's little and she's scrappy and she has an underbite and she constantly emits gooey tar from her eyes. Like it's just a slow drip of dirty
So I can
mud
see why
water
you'd want another one.
from her eyes, and I don't know how to get rid of that. If you have any advice, I've stopped feeding her. That's been a couple weeks and it just isn't really working. But
She is,
That's dedication.
She's sleeping a lot more, though.
yeah, but
That's
the tar is still coming.
So,
Yeah.
Oh God.
but I think you may be right though. People might want to clone their dogs. That's
Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah,
will.
That'll
You
be
know
the
what,
first
though?
one.
My first dog I ever had was a golden retriever, and so I got a second golden retriever when that one was neglected to death by someone I used to be legally entangled
let's
with.
just keep going.
Anyway, but the new golden retriever acts like 90% like the first golden retriever.
wow.
I mean,
It's nature nurture,
the
like you said.
traits and the I mean, she's
But I just think it's
almost
it's
identical.
It's just wrong, you know. But
I had
and the reason, let me just say this one thing: the reason they're cloning monkeys is for scientific experiments, so they can have identical, whatever it is,
right.
identical DNA pools.
Dr. Pooh
for-
did say that was his goal.
Because it's like twins.
I didn't pick this story because the guy's name was Dr. Pooh.
Yes, you did.
Paging Dr. Pooh. Paging Dr. Pooh.
Are you with me, Dr. Pooh?
No, not Dr. Woo, Dr. Pooh.
That was a Steely Dan
I know
joke.
it was.
Sorry. Do you know
Steely
what?
Dan reference.
Yes.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Josh, you incredible dick.
It's really true. It's really true.
Do you know what a Steely Dan is, Grace?
The actual thing or the band?
The actual thing?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's a literary reference. I won't bore you with.
Thank you.
Too late.
It involves William Burroughs and.
You're still going to tell me,
It's
aren't you?
no. It's a giant metal dildo. We have to move on here. We are hanging out with a comedian, Nikki Glaser. The last time Nikki was here, I bet she doesn't remember this.
Oh no.
Do you remember the screenplay idea that we gave you?
No.
I forget that you were involved in some situation in which it involved going to a party and ex-boyfriend or something was going to be there, and we suggested you write a movie about having a party where everyone you'd ever slept with was there.
Oh yeah.
How
So
big
that's
of
a
a
big
party are we
party.
talking about here?
You know what? I'm unclear because I used to drink a lot, so I would wake up in the morning and be like, did I have sex or not? You know, when it's unclear.
Yeah.
So there would be a lot of like half people there where I'm like, I'm not so sure if I did or not. Like it would be ghosts.
Yeah.
Josh,
just-
Josh, this means you could go.
You could go, Josh, because I'm
She
not
wouldn't
clear.
know.
Oh, I'm clear. Yeah, no.
You're clear?
Yeah. yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you clean?
No, I'm clear. But I'm not. I wouldn't. Let's just stick with clear.
Welcome back to the program. That's Chick McGee, my friend.
Darn.
Across the way, that would be the legendary Ace Contier.
Tom's like my uncle.
engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Uncle
boy.
Tom.
ooh, that's a race.
That's what you're...
That's
Wow,
a race joke.
I love that.
Did
You
you
have
guys
like
meet?
family.
Did you guys meet in a cabin? Jeez.
I'll tell you what, you know something? Being named Tom, you've got Peeping Tom
Ugh.
and Uncle Tom. It's rough being an uncle.
Oh, really, Chuck? Chuck Roast? Chuck Hole? Come on.
You mean Chuck Bobuck?
What
You
about
know,
Josh? You know, stupid Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I know.
how
Dumb,
stupid Josh
dumb.
is. Oh,
Hey, sorry, those are some interesting
Wait,
voices.
guys, those aren't really.
Oh, they're
belongs-
real to me.
Who belongs to these voices? Let's slow it down here. That would be Grace from our staff sitting in for Christy Lee and the lovely Nikki Glaser. Nikki is about to embark on a radio career
Yes.
on the Comedy Central radio channel starting at 10 o'clock Eastern. Very nice. That'll be very good. Now, are you going to have a partner or is it going to be just you there in the studio?
I will have a partner. It's a guy I bring on the road with me. His name is Tom Takar. He's like my little brother, and and he's so funny, and and we've been on the road together for years, so it's just kind of taking that.
And
dynamic.
there's no personal information. I mean, relationship, I should say, between the two of you.
No, definitely older.
Clearly not.
Clearly not.
Clearly not. Clearly, once you see our dynamic, and once you see him, I mean, he's a handsome young boy, but no, thank God there's nothing, man.
Not your
Young
type.
boy.
Now we should explain that you're a very attractive young female. Blonde
thank
hair,
you.
as I said, kind of an intelligent-looking Paris Hilton.
Yeah, thank you.
And now, are you currently seeing anyone?
I am in the midst of kind of getting back with my ex-boyfriend. We broke up. We were together 5 years. We broke up a few months ago. I was totally blindsided. I did it, but I still didn't see it coming.
Took myself by surprise.
I've been planning it for years, and so we've broken up 7 times in 5 years, like legitimate breakups. So I have no girlfriends left. Grace, if you're
I know that feeling.
you know, where like no one wants to hear you cry anymore, so they're like, we're pulling our support.
We
You're on
told
your
you.
own. Yeah,
We told you.
exactly.
is what that
So are you going to be
I've
living
eaten enough ice cream. I just can't.
Yeah, no one.
living in the same city?
We aren't right now. I moved out of LA, and he's still there. After we broke up, he moved to Abu Dhabi for a job for an Abu Dhabi, and
I love that.
it's so silly, and I can't stop telling people.
You have to keep saying that. Yeah.
Don't ever. Tom, he moved to Abu Dhabi
For
in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi sounds like something you do in the back seat of a car.
Yeah.
Is
Sounds like something Barney would do.
yeah? Where is I forget where is Abu Dhabi?
It is in the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
Yes. And so he's been over there, and I didn't know he was there until I broke down a month after our breakup, and I like texted him like, "Hey, let's hook up," and he was like, "I can't. I'm in Abu Dhabi and
For an Abu Dhabi.
with my new Abu Dhabi."
Every time she says it, we're going to get that.
It's good.
Why do I love that?
I know there's something great about it. But we're probably gonna, he's coming back soon from Abu Dhabi, and he's finishing.
So
up
that means
Abu
he
Dhabi.
have to quit
Yeah,
his.
yeah, he had to quit his Abu Dhabi, and so we're probably gonna get back together, and I don't know. I feel people are just like, oh, of course you are, and I'm like, it's not because I'm weak. It's just every time we break up, I just realize like he's the best I can do, and so I've tried dating other people in the meantime, and I might it's not quite settling. I really love him, but what's wrong with settling? Like the Pilgrims did it, and
Now we have a marriage.
and now we have America. So I'm all for settling.
That's the voice of comedian Nikki Glaser. Nikki's on her way to the Go Bananas Comedy Club in Cincinnati,
Yes.
where Chick McGee says the waiters are all monkeys. That's not true.
Monkey waiter.
We do have monkey cloning in the news today. You might want to read about it. It's really scary.
With their bare butts hanging out.
Didn't some
It's a health
guy,
hazard.
didn't some rich guy get his dog cloned? Now that I think about this,
Was it?
wasn't
Really?
we have that story a couple years ago?
Like
But,
Richard Branson or whatever.
one of
That's
those guys
name?
had his
Yeah.
dog. Yeah, don't do
Elon
that.
Musk.
That's wrong. We are talking with Nikki Glaser. She is a temporary single lady.
Yes.
And
I've been dating. I've been swiping.
Yeah.
I've been doing some swiping, and it's not good. It's not. Do you swipe, Grace?
I do.
Yeah, and can we just talk about men's profiles?
It's
not
disgusting.
good.
And
it's disgusting.
They
You're right.
it's either a picture of them at the gym with their shirt off, and it's not that impressive.
That's right, man. Oh, Tom has his hand raised.
I had never, of course, never done this, but I'd never seen it. And I was at an event the other evening, and a friend of my girlfriend's has met a guy on one of these various. I forget, this was I
Apps.
think it was called Bumble.
Yes.
Is that right? So a bunch of us were going through it with her and looking at what was out there. And I'll tell you what, there are pictures of like a guy with his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has to put it in the bio.
And then they'll
says,
put
not my wife.
Not mine.
That's my
or
sister,
if there's a
not
kid,
my kid.
it's not my kid, not my kid. And
I'm a
sometimes
single
they
puppy dad.
Sometimes they just they don't expect you to even read that, so they need you to know that's not their kid. So they'll just like scratch out her face or write like "not mine" on the picture, and I'm like, you could have just cropped her out instead of drawing
Yes.
her
see,
face.
but people think you're kidding. I was astonished. I thought it would just be a nice picture of somebody's face.
No.
No, I mean, there are guys with their shirts off flexing, sitting on the hood of their car.
This is the thing. This is the problem, Tom, is that no one has, guys don't have pictures of themselves like women do. Women have many pictures of themselves. Guys don't have guys going like, their guy friends constantly being like, dude, this light in your eyes is crazy. And taking a bunch of pictures of you. So you have to scrounge around for pictures.
From
Men
like
only
5
take
years ago.
pictures in like certain scenarios, like when they catch a fish.
Yes.
That is a popular photo you see.
I agree.
I don't know what's that supposed to say about them. Like they can provide for you once a year when they go on their friend's boat.
I don't know. Get a job. Maybe that'll be helpful.
The only thing that's helpful about the fish picture is if you want to know their height
Yes.
and they don't tell you, you Google the species of fish, you look up its average size, and you compare for scale because they're holding it right next to themselves.
She's 100% correct.
Yeah.
No, but again,
Seems a little involved, but
I would
Listen,
think,
you got to do some detective work.
That's right.
had I not spent like a half an hour with these people looking at these photographs on this website, on this
these people.
Yeah.
app. No, I've never. Why would I have ever gone on whatever match?
You don't know until you see. I was the same way. I didn't know.
I saw it, and I it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a photograph after photo. I mean, some of them look like mug shots.
Oh, it's awful.
Now, what are girls guilty of doing on Tinder?
Well,
and
let me
stuff like
say
that?
this about girls. I said the thing about finding out a guy's height. I don't care how tall you all are. I'm not a heightist. I like short guys. I think short guys are better in bed, in life. Like they have to be because they're short. Like they need to develop personalities. And so I've only dated short guys. And short guys, you can get like a really hot guy if he's short on discount. Like my ex-boyfriend is 5'7" 3/4", but like he's so hot. And if we're sitting next to each other in pictures, it just looks like, wow, Glaser's like batting out of her league. But then when we stand up, people are like, oh, I get it. You know, so I've gotten so many hot guys just from them being short. But a lot of girls, this is the thing. You see a lot of guys in their profiles, they'll write like, the first thing they write is like, and I'm 5'9".
Yes.
Because I know it matters. And they get all defensive and you go, what is this? But then you realize you look at girls' profiles and girls in their About Me section where it's like supposed to say you, the girl will write like, swipe left. If you're under 6 foot, swipe left and kill yourself. It's just like, whoa, what? Why are you so angry? And that's about you. And then the girl will write like, and I love animals. And I'm like, I'm not so sure.
No.
Giraffes, maybe, because you seem mean.
Like, it seems like you're going to swipe left on a dog. Yeah. It's terrible.
They're so angry about short guys.
Now, do you, Nikki Glaser is our guest. Nikki, do you, when you go through one of these websites or apps, do you meet them during the day, or you don't have them pick you up and take you out? Do you?
I usually meet them in like a crowded space, my bedroom, and so I should write that down. I just
Well, you
thought
do
of that.
live in Manhattan, so.
That's true. That's true. We gotta share. Yeah, I met one the other night, and he kind of stood me up, and he never showed up. But I was going to meet a guy. I usually meet guys that have nothing in their profile, like they just have pictures. Because if they write anything, it's always risky. They'll write like, "I'm a sapiosexual." Have you seen that
Yes.
yet?
What is
Stop.
sapio?
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
Homo sapiens, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're into monkeys.
They're in every.
No, I've lost you. What?
They're in
Sapiosexual, it means that they're into your intelligence.
Yeah.
It's not about
Okay.
looks, and it's such BS.
Obnoxious.
I want to hump your brain.
Yeah.
My favorite is
But
when
they're
people
still
are like,
gross about it.
I'm very attracted to intelligence and wit. And it's like, no, you're not. That's why I have a low cut shirt in my profile.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You're not judging your first impression.
I don't have my
off of
bookshelf
intelligence.
on there.
Exactly.
You know,
I have my shelf.
Yes,
on there.
exactly. I these guys that say that, or they'll write like, my hobbies are tacos and whiskey, and I'm like, those are nouns. They're not activities. You can't just. I'm sorry, you're white and you have no identity, so you have to like reach for a food you enjoy that everyone enjoys, but that doesn't make you interesting. One guy, they try to make that interesting. One guy, I am so angry about this guy. He was like, he goes, I'm a certified burrito hunter. Like that was his thing. He loves burritos so much. And I matched with him. I swiped on him just so I could message him and say, I hope you get shot in a burrito hunting accident. And then I blocked him.
Hey, I think that guy's in the news, actually.
What's that now?
South Carolina Taco Bell employee who had a problem with his supervisor allegedly threw a burrito at her.
Oh.
Swear to God.
That's crazy.
Officers responded to the restaurant in Spartanburg on Monday, where a supervisor reported telling the worker to stop being a crybaby after he became upset to having to work a morning shift.
They called the cops?
Apparently, according to a police report, the employee then threw the cheesy projectile at her, which reportedly made a mess of the entire kitchen.
Oh, boy.
The employee also took off his headset, broke it on his knee, and stormed out.
Now, Grace.
Yes.
Is the burrito okay?
It's still nice.
I think there's
tightly
some.
wrapped.
I'd like to.
There's some internal bleeding, but it'll be.
Now, Grace,
All right.
you work at a restaurant.
I did, yes.
If you have to throw food, it's a burrito's probably the best one. A burger's going to break up in flight.
Or a roll.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
something that
that's
doesn't
good.
Well, and you're at
contain-
Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, isn't technically in Mexico? Isn't that how you challenge someone to a duel?
Is
By
there a
slapping him with
burrito?
the burrito?
Isn't
Oh,
that
there you go,
like
yeah.
in the cartoons? Remember when you were a kid in the cartoons? They take off the glove. I challenge you to a duel.
Yes.
That's right. That's still how it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember that being in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember seeing it all in movies, and yeah.
They challenge you to a duel.
I demand satisfaction.
Yeah, I used to love that.
Smack.
So yeah, Nikki, that's where that guy went.
Best duel in a movie.
That's amazing.
Oh,
cannot believe
Barry
that.
Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon.
Yeah. Yeah.
A hard movie to watch, but the duel scene's great.
Yeah.
Very, very, very accurate. And of course, the best duel on Broadway right now, Hamilton. Doesn't necessarily end well.
That's a dangerous opinion.
Have you seen Hamilton?
I haven't because I don't have $400 fare on a Tuesday night.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
don't have 8,700.
I literally got an
Sit behind the
email
pole.
For obstructed view, yeah.
the other day from my friend being like, "Does anyone want Hamilton tickets? $700 for the back row." Like I was like, "Who is going to ever respond to this? $700?"
No.
I didn't see it either. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did. It was great.
I know it's worth it, probably.
Yeah, there's a great duel scene. But yeah, the movie Barry Lyndon, which is Stanley Kubrick movie from, I don't know when it was made, but it's the guy that made, what's his most famous movie? Dr. Strangelove,
Yeah, 2001.
Clockwork
Yeah.
Orange, 2001. Barry Lyndon's kind of it is a period piece, but there's a great duel scene in it.
Yes.
And by great, I mean very realistic. Very, very cool. Now, we're hanging out with Nikki Glaser. She is a single lady of a certain age.
Yes.
What are you?
33.
33, that's pretty certain.
Yes.
And she's hanging out with us in the studio on her way to Cincinnati, where she will be at the Go Bananas Comedy Club. We're going to be joined in a few minutes by Sean O'Brien,
Yes.
who I understand was the roommate of Greg Warren. Is that correct?
Yeah, Greg Warren for a couple of years, and then me for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can talk about things that happen in your life.
Yeah.
That should be very, very, very nice. Your personal habits.
Should be very, 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 very nice. I don't know what that means, but
Well, because I always fantasize about just what Josh's apartment's like.
That's what you fantasize about?
Yeah. Kind of wonder what would it
hey,
be
don't
like.
tell anybody else
Don't
that
tell
but us.
don't
okay?
tell your girlfriend.
Well,
that.
yeah, Sean will be honest with you. He'll tell you.
Yeah, I wonder what it's like. I don't think I've ever been inside your apartment.
Do you have anything hanging on the walls?
Yes.
Oh, what? Please tell me it's sports memorabilia.
Yeah, some of it is. Yeah.
So that'll turn the chips.
World's weirdest bathroom.
You've been in his apartment?
When he had his appendix surgery, I got groceries for him and dropped him off.
Yeah,
Wait,
that-
what was
that's-
his bathroom like?
It's got what's the curtains from Psycho?
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
it's a shower curtain that it's like somebody's been murdered. in the
Yes,
shower.
exactly.
I love that.
No, I mean when you say it like that, it
Yeah.
does sound weird. I guess.
That's
if
fun.
So if one of these ladies that you meet comes over, do you warn them about the shower curtain before?
No. I mean, if they don't like it, then they're probably not going to like me that much.
Are they going to know? Is it
great
clear
point.
that it's fake, or does it look like you actually murdered someone in there?
No, they should know it's fake.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Okay. What else is hanging on the walls?
I've got a framed poster of the old arena in St. Louis where the Blues used to play.
That's a panty dropper.
I've got a look.
I'm sliding off my seat right
I'm
now.
not doing it to drop panties. Don't you just hang up what you want in your?
I find that guys really often I'll go over to guys' apartments, and I've dated a lot of comedians, and they'll have up like the the cue card from when they were on the Tonight Show and like a picture of them and on their Conan debut. It's a lot of just stuff their mom, they got in the habit of just, they celebrate themselves around.
I don't have
it's
a
like
lot
you're
of-
walking into a TGI Fridays about them.
Yeah.
And it's so obnoxious. And I'm glad you don't have that. You
No,
don't
I have
have
none of
your
that.
accomplishments scattered everywhere.
No, I don't have any of that. I have a favorite. My favorite thing is a framed photo of my nieces and nephews, and it says, "We love our uncle."
Aw,
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
That's very sweet.
that is
Yeah.
sweet.
Not as much of a panty dropper.
Yeah. No.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Yeah, there you go.
that's
He's a sweet,
actually,
nice
he's
guy.
good with kids.
Now, Nikki, you just moved to New York City, and you have an apartment, presumably. Do you have anything up on the walls yet?
No, I have nothing. I just moved there.
What
and
are you
so
going to
it's
put
just-
up there?
you know what I really like is pictures of naked women. I have them. I collect them. Like every single. I have really various different forms of naked ladies that make me either feel good or bad depending on the day. But like I like a naked lady, and I like sad naked ladies. I like women in like baths or like on a bed crying.
Now, can I make a statement here?
I really just like naked women.
If you were to walk into a gentleman's apartment, 4 drinks into it, wouldn't that turn you off?
Yes, absolutely.
So if you walked
A
into
guy should not
Josh's
have that.
place and he had a bunch of naked women on the
Well,
walls,
Yeah,
It
that's
depends.
that's a
Little
different.
pervy.
It
That's
depends.
weird.
It's if it's a framed Hustler poster or an actual work of art. There's
Right, that's a
big
different
difference.
thing.
Yeah.
not on a guy's wall, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and-
depends.
I think it'd be a
If
little.
it's framed and nicely hung, or
And
if
if-
it's slapped on there with some weird
Scotch
glue-like
tape.
substance.
Oh, gross.
But I mean, if you walked into Josh's place and he flipped the switch, the lights dimmed, and all of a sudden some jazz flute music came on, and he had pictures of erotic women all over the place, that would be a little bit, I don't know, presumptuous, don't you think?
Sure, and off-putting.
and
and
it's
yeah.
expected for Josh.
Really? Yeah.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We are live in the Napa Auto Parts Studios. Coming up, a special edition of the Napa Shoein' of the Week, starring Chick McGee. Also in the studio, we've just added the number of people by 1. We have comedian Sean O'Brien has
Another
joined us in the
way.
studio.
There, you could have said that.
Hi, Tom. How are we, guys?
Sean O'Brien's here.
I am here. I am feeling great.
There he
Good
is.
to see you. Also,
Good,
the
we didn't ask.
lovely Nikki Glaser is here with us. And
Thank you.
everybody else, too. Let's everybody be quiet so we can talk. Now,
All right.
we have... I have a
do
secret
that
I know
in front
about
of
a secret that I know about Sean.
Ooh.
Someone emailed me this. So I hope this is correct. You were a car salesman. Is this correct?
Yes, this is correct. I was a car salesman for a few years.
Well, tell me the secret of car sales. I love cars. I love buying them and driving them.
Yeah, it's it's the worst job you can ever have. I'll tell you that right now.
Tom and I have a theory. The half the battle is learning how to wait. There's a lot of downtime.
There's a ton of downtime and there's a ton of lying that goes on our ends. So there's a pretty good chance that if you've bought 10 cars in your life, then you've been lied to approximately 350 times. Like that's the ratio.
This was your technique?
This was it was just all embellished to exaggeration too. This is just flat out not accurate at all. And
I mean, my car's not going to fly?
yeah, no, well, we would tell you that though, just to get, if we could make the sale, we'd be like, hey man, if you get it out, past 90, there's these little wing things on it that'll like, we don't talk about it in the brochure, but just get it up to 95 after midnight when no one's out, and you can get 6 to 8 inches off the ground.
No one's
And people are like, really? I'm like, I'm dead serious.
I am dead
Did you hear that? That was a salesman right there.
That is
He had the
so
details.
good.
He had everything.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Let's just talk about your payment, and then you have to, because that's the problem, anyways. Now I know you came in here and you wanted to spend $164 a month. We got you at $815, so it's a little over budget. But if you think about it,
It flies.
It flies. It's worth the extra $650. Okay, good to know. Oh, we have a lot to get to here, by the way. Also in the studio, comedian Nikki Glaser. And are you cool with being called comedian?
It's kind of like
Because you have a gender-neutral name.
well, yeah, that's true.
And then
That's
when-
true.
And then when you talk, it would become clear to most that you are a
we
lady.
actually just prefer, instead of comedian, we prefer flight attendant. So just
Gonna go with
from that's just what.
Because
Thank you.
I think that the Oscars are going to have a problem in a few years because now saying the word actress is apparently not okay.
Oh yeah, everyone's an actor
You're
now.
an actor. Everyone's
Yeah.
an actor. So are they going? Is this going to be? How are they going to do this in the future? Will they
Best
not?
female actor.
But then you're still
Yeah, that's what
dividing
they
it
do. Okay.
by. Then will there be best transgender actor? What are they? What are they going to do about that?
Well, transgender, I think that they
They have their own category?
no, because they'll say I'm a female. You know,
Yeah.
they pick one generally.
I don't think you have to pick anymore.
Oh, you don't. You actually don't have to pick anymore. You can be non-binary.
Gender fluid, yeah.
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 Non-binary, that's the word?
Non-binary, yes.
Good
That's a
handy, good
they.
handy.
My friend is actually dating a they.
That's
really?
fine. I'm not
Yeah.
being critical. I'm just asking.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
saying
It's confusing and it's hard to get right. But yeah, how are they?
Yeah.
And it's almost like she's dating a group of people.
Going out with
Yes.
them.
God, his
yes.
life's pretty complicated, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that gets me. Let's get back to our new guest, Sean. I've never met you before, but I know that you are apparently am I correct in saying the former roommate of Josh here? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Josh is my old. We shared a place together up until about a little over a year ago, and I'll be honest, I'm sad. I miss him. He was the. I want to come in here and tell you all these crazy things about him. Greg Warren, I can tell you about. I live with him as well, but that's a different story. Josh is great. In fact, really, the question is, how did he put up with me? Because some things I would do, I don't know why he stayed for the year and a half.
Like what?
I just say I'm a very inquisitive guy. I just ask questions that I guess a lot of people like. I'll ask you anything about anything.
What are you doing now?
Like I'm like,
What are
hey,
you doing
Chip,
now?
where do you get that coffee cup from? Like I would want to know, like, well, like what supplier do you? I just go down the road. So Josh and I one time we're watching Home Alone was on out of all films. It's on, whatever, nobody else. So we're just cruising through it, and then right in the middle of the movie, there's a scene where Macaulay Culkin he opens up the map, and he has like this plan to get the bad guys right. So Josh, I go, hey Josh, where do you think that map is right now? And he looked over at me for like 6 seconds and said nothing, as if like this might be the point where I'm moving out. But instead he just goes, I don't know. And then continued to watch the film, and his face was beet red, as if like this is the line of question. This is what I have to deal with.
Yeah.
By
But
picking
you
this guy
wanted to know
split.
where that map was.
And I still want to know.
I think it's at a Planet Hollywood in Tampa, Florida,
could be
above
and-
table 14.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would do to him. I would just pepper him with questions, and he would take it. And then I think when I left, he'd be like, "Oh, thank God he's gone for 2 days." Like,
I can see that. And I think Nikki's credit's probably at a Fridays.
Yeah.
No, because we were talking about this. Are you a single guy, Sean?
no, not right now.
Oh,
No, I was for.
But you live alone.
I live alone though. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I am seeing someone.
so
now.
but do you have a roommate still then?
no roommates.
So you're there solo.
what living alone
No,
means.
what we were asking, I was asking about Josh's room.
Yeah, it's pretty.
His apartment rather.
Now the room was intense.
Now, did he have stuff on the walls there? Because Josh was. I think it tells you a lot about a person. You walk in their house, you see what's up on the walls, and
Yeah, there was a Simpsons poster
That was in the kitchen.
that was in the kitchen, so that was common area.
Because that's
Yes.
where you put a
There was
poster in the kitchen.
Where Josh
there's a-
slept.
right. There was a Dexter picture.
He would often fall asleep.
Right in
Dexter.
front of the refrigerator.
Dexter was hanging right over the microwave of a picture of a guy with blood and a sword in his hand. So it's always nice.
Sword.
And but the only thing that got me a little with Josh, he would have he has these Chucky dolls, which I don't know have been brought
dear
up.
God.
Like what appears to be the actual Chucky doll. I mean, for all I know, he bought it from Child's Play 3, and it's just
Well,
sitting
one
in
day
the
you were
corner.
watching Chucky and you go, "Where is that doll? I wonder." And Josh
Josh
goes,
like, "You're in luck."
Yeah,
Got it.
6 feet over there.
So,
Look,
Josh,
you're right.
do you still have the Chucky doll?
I do. I have Chucky and Tiffany, his bride. Yeah.
Are they on display at your house?
No, right now they are in a closet.
"Oh,
'Cause
you
I-
think they are?"
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Right now they're probably making breakfast.
Mad love making session. They're having an omelet.
Because as you learned from your role in Toy Story 2, they're not always. Never mind, I'll shut up.
Now, so my question is, would you get those out if you thought you were going to have a lady coming over to the house?
No,
Would that be off-putting? I mean, let's just reverse this here, Nikki. If you were to go into not Josh's place, but if you were to go into some guy's house and you had a Chucky doll there, would that be a turnoff for you?
No, I'm with Josh on this because I feel like it's who he is, and so I would honestly think like, oh, cool, he knows who he is, he's confident, and is what he's into, and if I'm not into it, then I leave. But I don't
Right.
want someone to lie about who they
Because
are.
in our culture, we've lost something, which is there was a time when you'd walk into the say the apartment of a young lady and you'd rifle through her record collection, and
Right.
you could get a bead on. Okay, here we go. This looks pretty good. Led Zeppelin, Carpenters. Oh, Melanie. Oh, God, we're in trouble here.
Melanie. Now I have a lot of books, and so I have bookshelves, and they could look at that.
All my books are so humiliating. I literally, if I have a guy where I have to turn them over because it's just like how to find love, and it's like accepting yourself for who you are, and
crucial conversations.
Yes, exactly. It's all that stuff.
Yeah, but there was that era's kind of gone.
Sure,
but so I guess you can look at. But a lot of people, what if they just read their books on some kind of electronic device? You can't rifle through that to see what they're all about.
Oh, yes, you can.
So all you're left with is the stuff on the walls.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good point.
So Josh, you walk into Josh's place and he's got a picture of the St. Louis Blues with no clothes on in the locker room, and you go,
that's what I have.
No, Tom, I'm sorry, that's my apartment.
Okay.
It's
just hard to get a beat on people anymore.
Yeah,
it used to be.
I don't know. You could ask them.
I can still beat on
people. Oh, you mean
people.
intelligent conversation? And you guys are the ones looking through Tinder?
Yeah. You know what?
That's the hardest thing. It's like figuring out a guy through the pictures he's choosing.
I could never do that.
Ugh. You don't think so?
No, God, are you kidding?
Here's one picture that a guy always
stand anybody
puts.
in person.
Yeah, it's true.
A guy will put like a picture of him at a wedding doing some signature dance move, and you can tell that he's putting it out there being like, this girl's gonna think I'm the life of the party because he's doing the worm at his cousin's wedding.
Yep.
But I'm just like, this guy. There's always an aunt in the background who looks just confused and upset, and I'm always like, I'm with you, Ruth. This dude's a liability. I hate him. We can all do the worm. We just choose not to.
I like that.
I hate that guy.
Sorry, what's your policy on condoms? Do you keep them in your place? Do you have
I have one in my wallet right now, honestly. But it was like a keepsake because a guy that I was with was about, like, I go, we'll sleep together if you can find a condom. Because he was like, I don't know if I have one. And so he started looking for one. And I go, if you find one, we'll do it. And so we were in a hotel room, and then as soon as I said that, I realized that there's like a sex kit in every hotel room, and I was like, oh no, I'm having sex, because I knew he was gonna find that sex kit.
What's the sex kit?
Oh, there like in nicer hotels, which we were in, there's like an intimacy kit that has like lube and condoms and like a vibrator and things like that.
Hang on just one second. I want to.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of zipped through that.
You're already in a really nice hotel, and you guys are in the same room, and he's thinking of maybe having sex?
Well, it was our first time like hooking up, and so it was like unclear if that's what was going to go down. And so it was about to like maybe go down, and he was like, come on. And I was like, I mean, do you have a condom? And he's like, I don't know. And I go, then why wouldn't you come prepared?
Right.
And he was like, I think I probably have one in my backpack. And I'm like, oh, it's like a tampon for girls. Like, I might have one. I'll scrounge around.
He has a backpack? Does he have a hacky sack? Who is this guy?
He was staying at the hotel.
I like his opening
if you're
line,
going to come
though.
to play, you
I like
need to
the
bring your uniform.
Come on.
Come on.
That's his opening line.
I mean,
Come
that's
on.
so many guys' lines. It's just like whining you to death.
I don't carry condoms, and because one time this lady goes, hey, do you want to come in? She's like, she goes, do you have a condom? And I go, you were way more confident in this happening than me.
We're going to come right back. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We are live in the Napa Auto Parts studios. Coming up, a special edition of the Napa Auto Parts presents Chick McGee Sportsosaurus Rex and the shoe-in of the week.
There he is.
This will be prop bet week because the Super Bowl a week away.
Give you a hint. You can bet on true or false. You can bet on if Tom Brady's going to wear a bandage on his right hand or not.
True.
Oh, does he still have
Does he have a
stitches?
scratch?
He's got stitches in his hand.
He had 10.
Does the princess have a boo-boo?
Let's get back to the action, shall we?
I wonder who Grace is reading.
I wonder. Not the refs.
We have a guest in the studio, if you'd be quiet. I'll introduce them. They are comedian Sean O'Brien, and he'll be working with the lovely Nikki Glaser at the Go Bananas Comedy Complex in Cincinnati, Ohio. And you'll be opening up for her, but there's no sexual component implied or...
No.
Not until now.
Okay.
Right. Now, Sean, you do a fair amount of opening, right?
Yeah, I open up like I'm feature level right now, so that's why I'm really excited to be here because like everyone listening probably knows everyone on this show except for me. So
right.
I bet you like my role is kind of like that. I'm like the little banana pepper in a Papa John's pizza, a little peppercini thing.
No one asked for it.
Yeah, like you didn't order, but you're getting it. So here we go, gang. Sorry, just take it away and throw it in the trash. I know it's not part of your thing, but
Not the garlic butter. Everybody wants the garlic.
Yeah,
butter.
Sure,
yeah.
that's why I'm not that, because that's a keeper.
I think you're like that little table tent in the middle.
Yeah.
That little Barbie table.
You
in
don't
the middle
expect
of the
it,
pizza.
but it's adorable.
And it keeps you from getting soggy.
Yeah.
That's how I look at Sean.
He doesn't get you soggy, does he?
No, absolutely not. If he's there, I'm dry.
No. So
I'm gonna go walk in traffic now.
This introduction has come around. What I was trying to say was that you guys are not having a relationship. You're just touring together. Now, are you involved with anyone at this point?
So I am involved with actually a server at the Funny Bone at my home club in St. Louis, which is
Waiter or waitress?
I think it's a waitress.
It's okay.
Don't qualify.
I think you have to say server now, but waitresses they say they call themselves waitress. So
Yeah.
She's a waitress and she's great, and she puts up with the fact that it's like so I'm kind of living with her now, like it was, but now she's the new Josh. So now everything I torture him with, I do with her.
So
I'm sure she does other things I didn't do.
So she doesn't.
I hope so.
You didn't
Sean,
tell us.
you made Tom's day with that.
That's almost a sodomy joke.
Although the one rule Josh had, we could never sit next together in the theater. We always had to have the one seat between, and that kind of
that's not a homophobic thing. That's a comfort thing.
I know it was uncomfortable not to be next to you. I want you there. So that was my angle.
So now let's get back to this. I want to. We were talking about you guys are in this early phase of dating or whatever you want to call it, and you're trying to find out more about the person. You walk into their apartment, and you see what you see. For example, Nikki said you have erotic drawings all around your apartment.
Just naked women.
So, but if a guy gets up there, things are going to happen.
Well, he may presume.
Now, do you
because he
feel
sees-
weird, like if something goes wrong and the superintendent has to come up with the plumber and they walk in and
I do feel a little, I
They're
feel a
wondering
little weird. Like, that actually reminds me, yesterday, it's exactly how I felt. I got an Uber from the airport, and I had to have a therapy session with my therapist on the phone while I was in the Uber. And so this guy heard my whole life story, but I go, you know what, I'm never going to see this guy again. I don't care. I'll just put it all out there. This guy's getting just an earful. He's loving it, probably. And then he drops me off, and I realize I left my glasses in the car, so I got to call this guy back. And now he's back in my life. He's coming over this weekend to drop my glasses off. Like, he knows too much about me, and I have to murder him.
yeah,
Which is the unfortunate
the
thing.
only logical way.
But yeah, it's
that's the
embarrassing.
OJ thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're right.
It is.
Here's your glasses.
Oh no! Wow, that's so
Get
funny.
your glasses back.
I didn't even think about that. Oh no!
Yeah.
So I mean, because
dear.
it would be weird when you have some kind of service person in your home and they walk into a room and there's whips, chains, and naked pictures and leather panties hanging from.
I have to hide all of that stuff. I just moved recently, and I had my assistant type person move all my stuff because I had to kind of get out of Dodge quickly. And I put a box of like all my sex toy stuff, and I put it at the bottom. So I hope he doesn't rifle through it. But then I donated a lot of the sex stuff because I had a show about sex on Comedy Central. So I got sent tons of stuff, and it's like lightly used, but I didn't want to throw it away because I would try it and I go, this is stupid, you know?
Now, see, now, just to show how much I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get it.
Oh no.
This was dropped off. This was Sadie Allison, right? She always brings tons of sex toys when she comes on our show. 2 years ago, she brought this.
That's my favorite thing.
That's
my best friend.
It's called the Magic Wand. I know this is radio. It's about it's probably a solid 14 inches long.
Yeah. You
got
don't put it.
3 buttons, and I think the batteries are.
It's all out for outside stuff.
Yeah, that's an exterior toy.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I mean this
Yeah.
thing's got a head on it the size of a tomato.
Right. That changed my life, that toy right
Yeah.
there.
You've got 15 kids if you're using this as an interior tool.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I didn't know I had
Really
15 kids
turn a
until just
phrase.
now.
I believe the punchline is, where do you think they held the auction? But yeah, no. So I have a giant box of all the sex toys that Sadie Allison brings every year. I don't know what to do with them, but
If
I'm like,
you need something, if you need to get rid of that, I will take that off your hands.
I literally
today.
have a box of stuff. You've seen it in my
What
office.
does that
Yeah,
do? How does
that
it,
thing-
hooked up? I mean, does it run?
Yeah,
I need
mine plugs into the wall. My version of
I
that.
need the charger. Yeah, it's got to be charged.
Okay, now
Yeah, we have
It's like
a bunch
big,
of stuff
a big
from her.
foamy thing.
I think I have about 20 copies of
Grace, do you have that?
I don't have
the
that
magic
personally,
wand.
no.
Is it sold?
Get it.
Is it
Get it.
sold as a
Life changer.
marital aid, or is it one of those things where it's like, this is your back massager?
Here's the thing with that thing. That used to be called the Hitachi magic wand, but then Hitachi did not want to be related to anything that wasn't just a back massager. But that is, no one uses that for their back.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I have before, like as an like, if my back hurts, but
Yeah, maybe it's.
Unless they have a vagina on your back.
yeah,
Then you-
mine wraps around.
Maybe it's. I think it's probably deliberately, I should say, very large here.
Yes.
The same way that you can't put diesel fuel in a regular automobile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right,
That's a
yeah.
that's
Seems
pretty
to have
safe.
power. Is it flashing like it has power? Try to turn it on.
No, it doesn't. I
out?
don't have.
It's
it.
crazy strong.
It's been
and
sitting here
it's-
for 2 years.
Yeah.
But I've got the box of all the rest of Sadie's stuff. She'll be here for Valentine's Day when we'll do a whole show on these tools. But yeah, you can't give them to Goodwill, can you?
I mean, you could.
you
that doesn't mean
can.
we'll sell
Still in
it.
the- still
May
in the
you? I
package.
don't think so. But
Still in
can
the
you?
package,
Yes.
probably.
Just disrespectful.
Nikki brings it. You can do anything you want.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
you pretty much can.
But I mean, Goodwill, they don't have a section for that stuff, do they?
No, they don't.
no.
Like a 2 for Monday
You'd
or
be
something.
surprised what Goodwill has.
Yeah.
The first Saturday of every month's 50%.
Half price Saturday.
Okay.
Favorite day of the month.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it's in the original box and it's sealed, it would be okay to.
No.
Okay, just ask.
That's something you do not buy secondhand.
I think you can.
Really?
Just wash it real good.
No, they say the worst thing to buy secondhand is a vacuum cleaner
Real? Why?
because they're.
Because a lot of people masturbate with them.
Isn't that weird? That's weird.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You wouldn't think.
See what you did there. First,
Really?
Is it a stick? You got your stick in your hand?
it's a little something that looks
Yeah.
like. Oh, I'll get to it in just a second.
Oh, it's Parn.
With us in the studio, we have some extra guests today. We have comedian Sean O'Brien. He's right over there. I can see him from
Shawnee.
here. I'm here. And we have a comedian, funny person, Nikki Glaser. Nikki is about to embark on a career in the world of radio, which should be very exciting. You got kind of a sex talk show thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex and dating and just sharing too much about my personal life and alienating all my friends because I talk about them and have no boundaries.
Are you going to call it like Around the World? Or
It's called You Up.
You.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Oh. It's a morning show, and we also talk about, and You Up is, classically what guys text girls in the middle of the night.
Booty
when,
call.
Yeah.
You
when
up?
they-
You up?
You Up? Yeah.
No, I'm usually asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I go to bed quite early.
Yeah, that's the response they're looking for.
Yeah.
The college dean. So, no, actually,
What is it? DF?
DTF. Is what you're
DTF.
reaching
Yeah,
for.
yes.
Yes.
the airport code for
Yeah, DFW.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Wild.
DTF.
Wild.
I just flew into DTF. Are you?
So I keep asking this. I think I should do this one day. We should have a quiz. How many of these 3-letter things do you know? And I bet we each know more than 100 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, for example, let me finish this thought. I had to provide a phone number the other day while getting my phone replaced, and they were asking me, and I can't remember anybody's phone number anymore.
No.
Sure.
And I think this is it's a common thought, I'm sure.
I know one. I know one person's phone number without.
I know my mom's phone number, but she's been deceased for many years.
Well, that's useless then.
Yeah, she's not going to
exactly my point.
And that's a roaming charge. Am I right, everybody?
I'll say.
But I mean, we know all DTF, LOL,
POS.
ATM. And I didn't know ATM had a pornographic meaning until I started hanging around with Josh.
Yeah.
You should have seen Tom's face when
Oh,
Josh
no.
told him what it was.
That's just disgusting. Every
It takes an eager individual.
time I drive around, I see that sign and I go, God, that is so vulgar. Do these people know anything about hygiene?
Yeah, she's a pleaser. What are you going to do?
Okay, now, speaking of which, we were discussing with Nikki Glaser, who has been around the block.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Many blocks.
Been around the block.
This is fair to say.
Yeah.
During the break, Dean came in, and I was mentioning that Sadie Allison, who comes on our show all the time, Sadie is among other things, she's a sex therapist, a sex advisor, and she brings various toys in the adult realm.
Dilds and vibes. Vibes and dilds.
Okay, thank you
What you
very
gonna
much.
put down
Dear
there?
God.
Thank you for singing.
lovely
Dean presented Nikki with, that was one of Sadie's things. What is that called?
It's called the Jive by We Vibe, and it's a remote control vibrator that you.
We know where it goes.
Okay, yeah. So you get it, and I'm so excited about it. And
It's called the We Vibe.
yes, I forgot to. I bring the one that I usually travel with, so this is my new one.
That reminds me of a great song by the band We Five. Anybody?
Nope.
No.
No. What's the song?
You were on my mind. Woke up this morning, you were on my
My
mind.
mind.
That's
So
all right.
I wonder if the We Vibe people have taken that over. I woke up this morning.
You were on my cross.
Yeah, I think. Now, so I'm holding this one that Sadie brought over, and this thing is more than a foot long.
Is it heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some heft to it.
And it's,
Really?
It's called the Magic Wand, and it looks like the top of it looks like a white version of those hats that the guys that guard the Queen wear.
Yes.
It does. It looks like
But it also
a guard. Yeah.
It could look like a microphone.
Yeah.
So my question to you, Nikki, is when you're finished using this thing, do you do the throwdown?
Yeah.
Do you do the
Drop the mic.
I'm not even kidding you.
like the mic drop dildo? Like,
I did a experiment on my old TV show where we used those, and we they scientifically researched the female orgasm, and we were talking about. I had to. It was a whole thing, but I used that on the show, and then I walked out of the room that I used it in, and I dropped it like I just accomplished something. So I have dropped that before. I'm not joking you. The magic wand, if you don't own it, you need it. You need it in your life. It does
Tom,
things
can I
that,
see it?
and men shouldn't be intimidated by it because
No.
it does things that you can't do.
That's the thing.
It will.
well, among other things, is going to be cause her to need sutures.
It honestly is. You know, there are some women that need a little bit more pressure,
Sure.
and that I'm one of those women.
Nikki, I'm very pro toy in the bedroom.
I love that about you,
Now,
Josh.
do you keep them at your house, Josh? So
a Rubik's cube he uses.
Yeah, a Slinky, and then I bring out Hungry Hippos. Because then 4 can go down on her at once.
Now, Josh, that would be rather awkward if one of these young ladies at your place were to, if you were suddenly to start whipping out these things. Do you have to keep them hidden?
I wait until, there have been more than one date, sure. So they're not introduced right away.
Okay. So they're
And
kept in a
usually I will wait until she says, I have this toy or I have that toy, and then I go, I've got these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't reuse them because that seems.
I was introduced to that one because my ex-boyfriend bought it for me and surprised me with it.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest gift. And we used to give them away in gift bags on our show. And I have changed so many female comics' lives that were on
Yes.
my show. They still talk to me and they go, "Oh my God, thank you so much for the magic wand."
So instead of like,
oh my God.
they'd be interviewing Norm Cash before the game. And by the way, Norm, we've got a pair of Florsheim shoes for you after the show.
Exactly.
Norm Cash is the baseball player you come up with.
And I have never had a
Vic
woman.
Davalio's in the studio. Listen, we have a so Josh. So you've got one of these young ladies at your apartment, and she's obviously been lubricated with a series of drinks. So she's
Sure, yeah. Why would a sober woman ever come back to my place?
And so-
she's been.
in control of all her faculties.
Of course, yeah.
you've broken the ice to a degree. I've got a little something for you, and you go to the next room, and she hears.
Yes.
That's literally what that thing sounds like.
But then she realizes that's just my Leatherface doll that I keep next to my Chucky doll, and she leaves even quicker than if it were a sex doll.
Because there's a lot of sort of sexual etiquette that's there's a gray area. Just the simple conversation we had earlier about Nikki carrying around a condom just in case.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: if you're going on a date with a guy, I know Christy has always said third date's the magic one, and also in your own mind if you find yourself shaving your legs, you think things are going to happen. Is this true in your life?
I find that whenever I try to prepare for a date and I go, I'm gonna leave it all unshaven just so it's a deterrent for myself. I usually just end up
Yep.
sleeping with him and just being gross.
Yep.
And just being like, oh, whatever. He'll learn the real
I'm
me.
so embarrassed.
Well, unless
Nope,
he's
this is what it
unless
is.
the guy is gay, he's not going to go. Well, I was going to do this.
Exactly. No guy really cares.
There's a little
but
stubble on the ankle. I'm out.
that never prevents me from doing what I want to do, or But third date. I don't drink anymore, so it takes a lot longer for me to become turned on enough by a guy that I want to do stuff with. When I drank, it was just I would just Cosby myself into a state where anything could happen, and I wouldn't really even remember it, or it was great. Now when I go on dates, sometimes I'll just take out one contact lens just to feel a little drunk, just to get myself in that state. Doesn't work as well,
But that's a good tip.
It really
It's a good start.
It makes you feel a little bit off, and you go, I'm ready to make some.
Now, are
And
you
your
a?
face kind of looks like it too. You squint.
Yeah, exactly.
Does this sobriety extend to the use of the legal marijuana, or do you?
I was dabbling in it for a little bit, but that never turns you on. That just makes it feel like when you have sex when you're high, you're just like you just see it like an MRI, like you just see it going in, and I'm just like, get out of me! It like freaks me out too much. So
There's an analogy that I never would have come up with. I see. You mean like going in and out of the MRI machine?
Like
Okay.
no,
It's
not an
very
MRI,
clinical.
but like you see it like an X-ray. Like it would become too technical. It takes me. It would never turn me on. But drinking, I would always just be like, let's do it, and so now I can't, because now when you have. Because right now I'm not really looking. Now that I'm in this gray area of maybe getting back with my boyfriend, but I'm allowed to date other people. I don't want to fall in love with anyone, and so sex is really difficult for me. Because casual sex sober, you can't do it. The second someone is. As a woman, when a man is in you, even if you don't really like him and you're just like, whatever, there's something about the nature of them being in you that you're just like, it turns into an episode of Dawson's Creek, and you're like, I love him suddenly. And I'm like, I don't love him. Why is a Counting Crows song playing? He's wearing a dangly necklace. I hate him. But you catch feelings.
Yeah,
And
even
so
a
I
puka
can't-
shell.
Yeah, I can't have sex anymore because I don't want to fall in love.
Nikki Glaser is first. Let me ask you. This is a yes or no question. Okay.
Yes.
No elaboration.
I mean, that's
No
I mean, go.
elaboration required.
Okay.
Have you ever given and I'll be delicate here.
Yes.
Have you ever given the male member of one of these chaps that you see a nickname?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Well, now wait a minute.
What do you mean?
No, you can ask Grace.
I was.
You don't have to say what. Just
me
Grace.
personally, or because there's a.
I want to elaborate.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
do
Be
too.
careful.
I'll be very, very delicate. I like to pretend. Sometimes I like to talk to it like we're friends. And my ex and I had this bit where I would just go talk to it and be like, hey, so like, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. Like I would just do, and he'd go, what? And I'd be like, oh, sorry, this doesn't involve you. It was a fun dynamic. So then when we were broken up, I was like, hey, will you tell him I said hey? Like it was like my friend.
That's
Oh,
funny.
that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's a nice way to.
Have you ever given the same nickname to a different fellow down the road?
No.
Yeah, that'd be
no.
like having several kids and giving one of them the same name. I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so.
Only I can make a family-like analogy.
Yeah, George Foreman.
But you don't love all of them
I
equally.
don't pull one of those.
Tom, have you ever been given a nickname?
Far too
No,
honest.
it was just a yes or no question.
No, go ahead. You can elaborate. You can be careful though. What the name? Please,
No, that would be.
please go ahead. What would you
A
name?
gentleman would never discuss this.
Just as
So you should.
it stays
be
right here.
discussing this,
Nobody
yes.
will. Nobody will.
Look at Tex. Sorry.
Howdy, Tex. Is that what that
All right,
encounter is
good,
like?
yeah.
And I had at the time had never been to Texas, oddly enough. We are speaking with comedian Nikki Glaser, and Sean O'Brien's here with us. He's working with her this weekend at the legendary comedy club called Go Bananas. And now, Sean, we were talking earlier, both on and off the air, about in dating circles, there was a time when one would go into the other's home or apartment and you'd immediately look at their record collection or their books. Now it's kind of like you're left with clothes. And you see them and you go, what are they wearing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're wearing a wife beater. I think maybe this guy's out or this lady. Are you a clothing guy? I notice you're wearing some kind of logo.
Big time. Like I spend
Logoed athletic thing that looks like.
This is pretty, like Under Armour I'm wearing right now,
Right,
which is hilarious because that would imply I might do something healthy with my body or work out. I have never once been in a gym. I don't even like to pass them. Like, I just get annoyed because people are like, "Oh, you should go there sometime," and I'm like, "No, stop talking. I don't want to hear about what I should do." But yeah, I buy way too many clothes.
Really?
And which is I don't know. It's fine, but like my body build really is like maybe you should work on other things first besides your wardrobe. But like I was at one of these like mall stores the other day, and it was like. Where they had like the upper rack, and I like grabbed the guy's like that stick they use to get.
Oh sure, yeah.
It's like on the upper level, and the kid went over. He had the headsets on. He's like, hey, don't. He got all wound up. He's like, don't touch that. I'll get this. I was like, fine. So I go, hey, can I get this black shirt? And then I go, can I get that orange shirt? These two, and he goes, this is like the world you live in now. He goes, yeah, just so you know, he goes, that's a salmon colored shirt for the season.
Oh.
And it's like, you know what I meant. Like, yeah, what color is your shirt? Smallmouth bass. Like, nobody cares. Like, you know exactly what I mean. Just pick it off, and I'm not going to play your little reindeer games in here. Get this shirt and get me out of here.
Salmon.
Your reindeer games.
Now, we have to break for a second to talk to Chick McGee about...
What? Are we going to do that?
We're going to just a little bit of a kind of a... normally, we have the Napa Auto Parts Shoe-In of the Week on Thursdays, where we talk to a grandma and do the pick, but our pick doesn't come for the Super Bowl till next week.
Right.
So we thought we would do is just do a couple of the so-called... these are special
Proposition
bets.
The prop bets. Prop bets, you can combine them to like 3 right. You get an amazing amount of money, stuff like... Will Tom Brady wear a bandage on his right hand is one of the prop bets. Yes, 130, minus 130. No, plus 100. That means you have to pay $130 to win 100.
Gotcha.
So your thoughts?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a bunch of stitches in his hand?
Some sort of bandage. When did that happen? Like almost 2 weeks now. So I don't think the stitches have healed by now, have they?
I don't know.
Especially if he's still playing.
Yeah. Odds on the entertainment on Pink's hair color during the national anthem.
Oh, that's a good one.
I've got blonde, pink,
Sure.
brown, green, or any other
I'm
color.
going blonde. I think she's going to
blonde
stay.
right now, right?
Blonde is
She could change it.
blonde's a favorite at 2-1.
Man, I love her.
I'm sorry, pink is the favorite at 5-2, but she's not going to wear pink hair, I wouldn't think.
That's old.
She has before, but
That's played, right? Over under on the length of Pink's rendition of the national anthem. They've done this before.
yeah.
1 minute 58 seconds.
I take the
over-under
over.
on that. You take the over on that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm taking. Oh.
I take the under. I think she's pretty modest.
It's going to go right forward, huh? They say the best bet is over at 1 minute 58 seconds. Odds on a fan streaking.
No. don't take
Yeah, I'm
that.
going to 0.
It's 5-1. Long shot they do streak. So
It's
the best
pretty,
bet, though,
it's
you
pretty
can bet
tough
no
to get
fan will
on
streak.
the field and have your clothes off.
Yes.
This is an indoor game this year, and many odds that any of the players during the game will be on Saturday Night Live following the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's your favorite at 3-1. Gronkowski at 8-1. Nick Foles 15-1. The odds that Bill Belichick will be on Saturday Night Live following the Super Bowl, 499-1.
Wow.
He might just do it because of that bet.
Right.
Oh well, there. You think he'd bet the bet and then?
You know something? I know that you don't want to hear this. He
No,
is
I don't.
supposed to be a great guy.
Well, I'm sure
The refs sure think so.
you
All right.
would think that. You and Anthony,
Okay.
Andrew Bourdain, and Emerald, and
He was celebrating that last win. I mean, he looked happy.
That became a meme. It's like, here's Bill Belichick almost showing a human emotion. Odds who has the best commercial. I don't know. This is according to USA Today's Super
their
Bowl
poll?
ad meter.
Okay.
Budweiser is your favorite at 4-1. Then Doritos 6-1. Hyundai 6-1. Kia 7-1. Avocados from Mexico at 11-1.
Oh, wow.
Coke
They had a
12
really
to
good one
1.
last year.
And then the field is the favorite at 7-2. None of those, obviously. Over under the number of times Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are shown on screen during the broadcast.
Too many.
4.5.
No. Yeah, they don't do that. They don't show them a lot.
Yeah, they really don't.
Really?
You can bet the number of times the phrase "the unlikeliest of scenarios" is used during the game.
Under.
It's 0.5.
Okay.
So there you go. Odds how Justin Timberlake makes his entrance during the halftime show. Zip line 2-1.
No, they did that last year.
Car 5-1. Motorcycle 7-1. Jetpack 15-1.
No, that one.
Dog sled, somewhat of a long shot, 20-1. Parachute 50-1, and any other way 3-1.
Parachute, that'd be tough since there's a roof there.
Is with in sync an option?
Ooh.
Is that a rumor?
Carried by J.C. Chazé.
Yeah, exactly. All of them. No, one of them shot it down, saying that they're not reuniting.
Can only hope. Odds who makes a guest appearance during the halftime show? T.I.'s 2-1, Jay-Z 5-1, Beyonce 6-1, Jimmy Fallon 6-1. He and Justin are very good. Timberland 7-1, Nelly Furtado 8-1, Rihanna 15-1, Drake 20-1, Britney Spears 22-1. Odds that Snoop makes an appearance at halftime 25-1, Ciara 25-1, Madonna 40-1, NSYNC 100-1, and Janet Jackson 200-1.
I mean, I think Janet Jackson should absolutely.
Come and
I don't know if they'd let him,
pants
but I think
That would be amazing.
Some beautiful boxer shorts.
Gosh, that would be the coolest.
That would be such a smart move with respect to getting publicity the next day if Janet Jackson came out and ripped off his shirt or something.
And Justin's under fire for wearing a pin for the whole Me Too movement, but he also works with Woody Allen all the time. This would be a nice way, because I think she caught a lot of flack for that incident, and he got off scot-free. This would be a nice way to bring her back and be like, I'm sorry for that, and just make a statement for women. I think it would be a really good move.
Do you remember the year that, just to get back real quick to the national anthem, do you remember the time Aretha Franklin did it? And it went on, and it was great.
I don't think that was the Super Bowl. I think it was like a playoff game in Detroit.
Because I remember they threw a flag
it went
for
forever.
delay of game. Aretha, baby.
They probably did.
Hustle.
Let's wrap it up.
We're going to come right back. Welcome back. It's the Bob and Tom Show. It's unbelievable. I believe the movie was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and the quote is, I've got morons on my team.
We have no money going down the mountain.
Okay, thank you very much. Josh, you know who that is?
I don't remember.
I'm so disappointed.
It's been a while. What do you want from me?
Do you remember?
It's been a while.
What do you want from me?
Do you remember who it is?
Yes, I do. It's a very famous character actor.
And his name is?
And he's also in...
Man, who is it? It's driving me crazy now.
We have no money going down the mountain.
Remember he spits?
When we have...
Yes.
Bingo. When we have money going up then you can worry. He was also in Cool Hand Luke.
Of course he was. I cannot remember the guy's name. Strother Martin.
Thank you.
that's it.
Yes.
Wow, it was on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, is that sarcasm? And
Or
I
sarcasm.
deliberately pronounced it the
Did you
wrong
say
way.
sarcasm?
Was that sarcasm?
She had a
I
sarcasm.
pronounced it like orgasm. Okay, now speaking of orgasm, I'll tell you
Orgasm?
what, we got a lady here that knows her way around one. It's Nikki Glaser, comedian. And the reason I say that is Nikki's going to have a new sex-oriented show on the Comedy Central radio channel. And your partner's name is?
Tom Takar.
Tom Takar. And
Yes.
he is a comedian and not your boyfriend, I should make
Not
that
my
clear.
boyfriend, no. Just one of my best friends.
Yes, and he's been in here.
Yes.
Actually. Mr. Takar has been in here.
Yes.
We were discussing dildology, both on and off the air.
Dildonics?
Yeah. Well, not dildography is the study of the surface of the,
the dildo, right.
In any event, we're going to be having a special show down the road with Sadie Allison talking about these various toys.
Will she bring something in that I can put on my wiener?
Some sort of a sleeve device?
She usually does.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
sadly, I'll
It creeps Tom out.
I'll alert her. Yeah, she brought one of those. That really bothers
She
me.
needs to and you need to dismiss yourself quickly and then come back.
No, that's
Okay.
totally unnecessary.
And see, he's get the willy
Hates
cheering
it.
about it. Hates it.
All right, good. So
Look how red he's getting.
we have a lot to get to here. Let's find out more about. Now, I should point out that Sean and Nikki will be in Cincinnati at the Go Bananas Comedy Club.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else do we need to know about you guys? You're not a couple.
No, not a couple.
No, she made that real clear about an hour ago in the meanest way
just to-
possible.
Just to
So,
bring you up to speed.
it's like I don't even like to drive with him. It's disgusting that I sit next to him 2 feet away.
Hideous.
Like she tried to get in the back seat today. She's like, maybe be more comfortable. Like I'm an Uber driver.
You don't want him around. I'm eating a meal. Jesus.
Now, let me ask. I'll ask you both this real quick. Nikki, are you a fan of the so-called sexting? Do you? Like to,
yeah. I love that.
Do you like to put it out, or do you like to take it in?
With I feel like some of the best sex I've had in my life is via sexting, and then I just have my wand with me, and I just read some stuff that someone will write me. When they're not even there, they're across the world in, Abu Dhabi getting the Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi getting the Abu Dhabi done.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a guarantee during those activities that you're actually looking at the part of the person that's doing that, or could they be taking pictures from a magazine? Is there some kind of protocol where you make sure there's like a today's paper or something in view?
like
a kidnapping ransom
photo,
thing.
yeah.
They hold up a note saying this is mine, written in magazine cutout letters.
Yeah, I'm usually the one sending pictures, and my ex never sent me pictures. He just is too worried about the cloud, and I know the cloud isn't secure, but neither am I, and so I need constant validation that I'm hot. So I'll just send pictures willy nilly.
Preach.
Good to know. Sean, are you a sexting guy? I'm guessing no.
No, not much. The last girlfriend I had lived in Sweden, though, so we had to do it a little. Because I never saw her much because she was overseas, obviously. So she was way into it. But I was like, oh, whatever. So I would just be like, what are you wearing? She'd be like, that's great. Like, there was not much on my end to whatever she needed from me. So,
But yeah, those are going to surface at one of your next gigs.
Yeah, I don't need that aggravation. They don't.
Every picture I take, I think it's going to surface at some point, and so they're always good.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Glamour shots. This is the Bob and Tom Show.